So is my screen visible to everyone? Please give me a thumbs up in the chat box if that is possible, if that is presenting to you all, and then we'll move on. So let's start our debate and our topic, that is education system of India. So today's topic is education system of India. We'll cover each and every topic that comes in it, and we are next. Let's move to our next slide. Let's see the agendas of our webinar. So we are going to cover these 7 things in this PPT and our webinar. So the first is education system. What does it mean? What is education system? We'll get to know about it. Second is method and pattern India use. The system that India follows in education system, we are going to discuss about that in this. And third is problems in India. What problems India is facing in this situation, in this education system? Fourth, solution for the problems. We are going to get the solution for them as well. Fifth, reasons why India is not in top 10. We are going to discuss why India is not in top 10, because we all know there are many countries leading us: USA, Denmark, Finland, Switzerland. We are going to discuss that also. So sixth is comparison on the basis of education system with our country, with other countries. That is, if we are going to compare each and some countries that are probably USA and Kenya, and we'll see what India can do to lead in top 10. And last is why other countries are leading in this section. We are going to discuss why other countries are better than India in this education system topic. So let's start with the first slide. What is education system? Education system is the most important thing for to educate people around us, because if we don't have a proper system to work, our schools won't would fail to work, because if we are not able to conduct the exams properly, and there are different things, if we are not able to work them properly, so our education would not work, our system would not work. And if we say it in Hindi, we say it shiksha vyavastha, which means that things that come under education system are all in this topic. So let's move to our next slide. What method and pattern is used by India? So if we see, there's a method 10 plus 2 plus 3, that is 10 first to 10 class, and then 11th and 12th, and then 3 years of education. If we move according to the slide, then it would say the school system in India has 4 levels. Lower primary, that is 6 to 10, which means it would first class, second class, third class, fourth class, and fifth class, that is 6 to 10. Upper primary, which consists of 6th and 7th, 11 to 12. High, 8th and 9th. And if we move, this is not 8 to 9, this is 8, 9, and 10. And then higher secondary is 17 and 18, which is 11th and 12th. The lower primary school is divided into 5 standards: upper primary school into 2, high school into 3, and higher secondary into 2, which I just told you. So let's move to the next slide. What are the problems faced by education system of India? We all know our India is facing a lot of problems on the basis of education system of India. So let's see what problems India is facing. First is rote learning. So if we say rote learning, what comes to our mind? Rote learning simply means cram. What children cram nowadays, because concepts are not clear to them. They are not able to understand the things properly, because there are some faults by the teacher, but the children this is the most problem that is faced by our children. And second is evaluation system. Marks are marks. Marks is not everything. We all know marks doesn't play a single doesn't play a role in our life because they are just numbers, numbers. And if we see, their children are under pressure due to it because we can see children who suicide around us due to this because they do not pass in exams or they do not get good marks in exam still because they are not able to study properly due to some reason or everything, you know. So let's move to the next slide. Equal respect to all the subjects. So what does this mean? We continue to survive in education system where science stream topples the stream hierarchy. Students are pushed to become a machine which only goes for high profile subjects and subjects like language, communication, arts and look down and not considered high profile. So children think that dance, music, and these things do not play anything in their lives, and they move towards languages, communication, and arts. That is the most important thing nowadays. But there are things that matters: music, dance, sports. These are the co-curricular extra co-curricular activities that India has, and we all perform these activities. So, sports, we can use sports if education is not necessary, we can use sports, music, dance. These other options are also there. We move to a fourth point: better training for educators. Teachers play the most important role in school, and hence they should be given the best of class training. So what does this mean? Teachers play the most important because they have to teach the children be who should so that they can be successful in life. They can train others. They can be anything they want to. So teachers need to provide equal and everything that they learned from their teachers, and then serve the best to the children they are teaching to. After all, we are shaping the future of the nation, so our teachers should be the best. So if we move toward the fifth point, it said introduction to our technology. We all know we are surrounded with a lot of technology. I am using technology. I wouldn't not be there with you if the technology is not there. And this all around, we know we are all going through online classes. So we should tell the children that technology is also making sense in nowadays because it is the most important thing that is working now. And if you move to the next point, it says, just a second, personalized education. What does this mean? Indian education needs to realize the absorption power of each and every student can't be same, which means that each and every student can't learn as if there are some children in our classes. We all know. I am having some of my teachers with me. They might be knowing that every children cannot understand the way others can. They they might be slow, they might be fast, or they might be fast. So they need to the teachers need to maintain the pace, and they need to tell the children that this is you need to learn with this pace, or we should the teacher should maintain the pace that would help the slow one and the fast one as well. And seventh point says teach them the purpose of education. What does this mean? Education purpose. What is the education purpose? Our education is still having the feature that colonial educators inbuilt. Education is not only about becoming a big rich person, it should be about humanism. What does this mean? Human There's nothing beyond our life, so there's different things that matters a lot above education. So we all need to be ready for all those problems in not just education and education. There are not different things that we can learn in our surroundings. Nowadays, we can learn different things like staying at home. So we need to be patient. We need to have patience so that we can stay at home and not move out and stay safe. So these are different things that come in humanism. So if I move to the next slide, this say solutions. Just a second. Solutions. I told you about the root learning and what are its solutions. The schools must be encouraged to introduce conceptual learning, which avoids students to mug up what they are being taught. So if they are just told to learn learn the things, they are going to mug them up, and they are going to cram those things. And so if they are uh, told to be creative and use the skills they want to, they would be they that would be easy for them to learn, and they would pass exam, the different things. While this will help students to understand the concepts better, that will also be able to retain and apply them better. So second is evaluation system. Instead of focusing on just 3 hours of exam that we are looking for marks and a percentage, we should also look for the extra co-curricular activities that are different things. Like I am conducting a webinar. This is public speaking. So we need to learn these things, and I am here only to learn. I am to build my public speaking and communication with different type of people. So these are the things that we should do in place of just getting marks and learn. So next we have equal equal request to all the subjects. Stud- Students should rather be pushed to pursue the subject they like to. Like that I told you that if the students want to learn dance and music, so they should be allowed to choose that dance or music in just place of looking at education, because uh, everything is surrounded by education or knowledge. So that discourage the children around us. Like if I want to be if I say if I want to be a sportsman, then there are some problems that parents say that no, this won't work if you fail. This is also discouraging. So we should not discourage to anyone anyone, so that they should be successful in life in whatever they want to be. So next point is better learning of educators. They should be imparted with training in a way that can act as parents to the children away from home. We all go to school. We I have my friends in this meeting. We all go to school. We all learn, but the teachers play the most important role in it, because if we are not able to understand what about the concepts and the basics, we won't be able to get the thing that our teacher wants to. So this say that our teachers should act like as our parents, that would help them, that would like if I should say care, the I should use the word care, which means that teachers should care about the children and tell them in detail while caring. If we are being strict, then obviously will nothing will go in our head just 1 year and another year. So if I move to the next point, introduction of technology. Just a second. Introduction of technology. That I told you that technology should be used in each and every place, so that for better learning, for better things to move, students must be taught about technology right from the early years of their education, so that it does not come to them like an alien in their later times. Which means that if we are not telling about them as about the technology, so that would obviously be like an alien if we tell and think that a children is not told about technology till fifth class, and suddenly he has to use his mobile phone to pursue different things. He won't be able to, because he was not told a single word about technology. So he won't be able to pursue. And this is what should be told about the technology. Personalized education. Teachers must have a keen eye on observing each of the students. While it is not humanly possible for a teacher to pay attention at every student, students must start looking at the use of technology like artificial intelligence and chatbots, who can become the helping hand to the teachers as well. So I have seen India with a lot of artificial intelligence bots. Uh, Chennai is using artificial intelligence bots and chat bots that would help the teacher as well, the school as well, and the students as well to perform to if they're facing any problem in anything that the teacher is not able to tell, they should use the technology. That I just told you that our fifth point was the same. They should use the technology. It is the most important thing nowadays. We all are surrounded by technology. Seven, teach them the purpose of education. Students must also be taught in depth about the morals of life and inculcated with humanistic values. They should be taught that life much beyond money and success is not measured in money. So that I just told you in the last two three slides that humanism is the most important thing. Life, there's nothing beyond our life. No money, nothing will work in front of our life. So we should told with different type of moral values, and if we just move like this is our money and we are just moving with it, this will not work. This will just our relations with our family members will not be good, and because we would be in anger every time, and that would create a chaos while we are with our family, because there's a lot of tension going in our mind that money. So these are the things that we should look while we are with our family, and not just money. We should look towards the humanism, our life. There's nothing beyond it. So if we move to our next slide that says, is India in top 10? I can't see. Can you? These are eight names. I didn't get the top 10, but I'm sure that India is not in top 10. We have these countries. First is at United States of America. Second, Switzerland. Third, Denmark. Fourth, United Kingdom. Fifth, Sweden. Sixth, Finland. Seventh, Netherlands. And eighth, Singapore. India is nowhere. Why? We have a big question in front of us, because India's education system is not that good that it could be in top 10. So there are two main problems in except of these seven problems that I told you. There are two main problems that India is facing. What are these problems? We are going to tackle them now. First, rationing. There are two type of rationing that happens with us. But first is money based, and second is merit based. So we all know that children, there are a lot of uh, fees that is asked from the parents for the colleges and universities, for the private universities, I would say, because government does not ask for much money. But if I ask for the private universities, there are a lot of they ask for a lot of money, which is not, I feel, and nobody can. Some of us can uh, pay them, but not all of us. So middle class people cannot able to afford that money, and what happens? Children of middle class family have merit, they are educated, and they have the power to clear the exam. But this is one thing, money, that does not allow them. And what happens with the rich class? They do not have, they don't have knowledge. They just have their parents' money, which help them to get admission in the universities and get the degree. But what about the children who have merit and they have the best thing, knowledge? What should happen to them? If you ask that, there are a lot of things like merit based. There are a lot of problems on merit based as well. I have next point with this. So this is the entrance exam on merit. We all know there are different problems in IIT as well. This year, 12 lakhs wrote G main this year, but only 11,000 got in for IIT combined, because the acceptance rate of IIT universities is just 0.92%, which is very less. And if we take a reference to Stanford University, a university which considered to have one of the harshest acceptance rates in the world. Its accepted range is 5%, which is very good rate, and I appreciate this rate. So IIT is the best university we all know in India. uh, children are children are just dying to get into it, but what happens, they are not able to they are not able because the acceptance rate is just 11,000. We can all see that 12 lakh people wrote the exam, but only 11,000 got it admission. This is the acceptance rate that tells us about it. So if I move towards my next style, it says comparison with America. What if I compare India with America, it will tell us 6 points, I guess. Yeah, 6 points that I want to compare with America. First is 3 years versus 4 year graduation. India, as I told you about the Indian system, it is 10 plus 2 plus 3, which means 3 years of graduation. Just a second. One Someone else joining. So if I say 3 years versus 4 years graduation, the system is followed by India is 10 plus 2 plus 3 years for stream like commerce, science, social science, humanities, management, and media. But we have some exception like engineer degree exception, which is 4 year long course. However, US has system US the system of USA says 10 plus 2 plus 4, which clearly means that USA has 4 years of graduation. And if I move to my next point, it says the teacher student ratio. We all know India has a lot of population, but that's what I told you. Education system needs to be improved so that this ratio can be decreased. And if you can clearly see on the screen, which says USA, the teacher student ratio does not exceed 1:30 in a majority of class. That there's one teacher and 30 students, which will be easily students can easily understand the language. Teachers can give uh, equal time to each and every student interaction. Teacher student interaction can take place. But what if we see that India has a ratio of 1:80 and sometimes even 1:100? So this is the problem in education system, that we should provide government school. The government should provide should be built with different more schools so that the ratio can be decreased and come to not like 1:30, but it should decrease to 1:50. That would be very helpful for each and every one of us. People who are joining late will be punished. So third is status of infrastructure. We all know India, in our government schools in India, there are a lot of problems with the infrastructure. There are benches, there are lots of benches, there are broken benches, desks, and different types of things that are broken. India doesn't have proper managed in government schools, which clearly states that if someone slips or if someone was pushed, and then the broken chair would definitely hurt them. So who will take the responsibility for those? Will the government take it? I'm sure they will not. So they should be provided with perfect benches, classrooms, and desks so that they can even that would also help them for better education, because if a chair is moving and that is producing a cracking sound, that would not help the children to understand the concepts or the knowledge we all know. So in US, the public schools are relatively well maintained with good infrastructure and technological facilities available for the teachers as well. So teachers are also provided with technologies and infrastructure and different type of things. So there are things that we should learn from USA that would help them to help us, we people of India, for a better India, for a better education system. If we say the fourth point, the position of the teacher, the position of the teacher in terms of social status differs massively in both countries, because we all know we celebrate Teachers' Day, we celebrate. We have different type of functions related to that. uh, Teachers are told as the guru, and they are told as after the god. So if you talk about the social status, teachers are given a lot of importance in India, but which is not similar to society. So if you move towards the next slide, they say rigid versus flexible. In India, there's rigidity where the student has to study all the subjects in the schooling period, which clearly states that if we have five subjects, main five subjects, which includes of SST, Hindi, English, Maths, and Science, we have to study all of them, even if we are not, even if we are thinking to, like, if I'm thinking to go for languages like communication and English, but still we have to learn SST, Maths, and Science. Why is this? This should be, this is an important topic that should be taken for that the government should look and discuss about this. Whereas the system of USA is more flexible, where the students can get more subjects to explore with each subject given equal importance. The system in India also tends to be science student centric, which is not the case in USA, that I just told you. So let's to move out with comparison with Kenya. This research founded on the premises that the cost of education could be more higher than it is in India, which means the people think that the fees asked for the Kenya is much much less than India, so they should be they higher. The cost should be higher as if it is in India. Most parents are ignorant of the fact that in some cases and courses could be paying up to four times higher in gross cost per rate, which means that um, parents would be paying much more money than they are paying for the schools. So they are ignorant to this fact. The study further presumes that in India, course coverage and content are more enhanced due to level of technology and specialization, more especially to students interested in engineering, IT, information technology, LLB, BSc, pharmacy, and nursing courses. Students in these areas are likely to be exposed for more computers. That I just told you that India has is good in technology, but this is the comparison with Kenya. So they should be exposed to computers, technology, and libraries with well level laboratories. Research and practical work could be more enhanced than the case in Kenya. Is in Kenya. The teaching staff in India is far ahead of Kenya because our teachers are experienced, qualified, and there are more number of PhD holders in India. Uh, because there are some problems like we have population, so I'm not going to talk about that. India has rich history of university education, unlike Kenyan post university education is likely over 50 over years. Education system in Kenya just started 50 years ago, so this is the comparison with Kenya. One more slide I'm going to discuss is student per class is quite high in Kenya compared to India, making it difficult for an effective student-teacher interaction. However, in India, on the other hand, the cultural and social domains could limit the classroom interaction to more dictation. So if we are talking about Kenya, we would be thinking that we are on a good height and we are working very good, but we need to get in top 10. So to get in top 10, we have to work hard. We have to make our education system great so that we can compete with USA and these all top 10 countries. Both countries being colonized of Great Britain enjoy the distinction of having English as a language. So we all were under Great Britain, so we all are told about English. That is very good. That if we go out of our country, most of the people speak English. So this is a good thing that took place because of Great Britain. So if I move, why other countries lead in this section? If we see, whereas in foreign countries they focus on practical based learning, which means they would allow the students for extra co-curricular activities, and they allow creativity in education. They allow the children skills to they can perform skills whatever they want to. But this is not in the same. This is not same in India. In foreign countries, education is taking as a learning process. Foreign education curriculum contains everything taking from arts to sports along with studies. So they are exposed to studies as well, arts as well, sports as well, dance, music. So these are the things that India needs to improve for a better education system. Second point, in India, education is a formality which says that each and every we all say that each and everyone has a right to study, but it is a type of formality, a part of routine. Every Indian must get a degree of engineering or medical stream, whether you learn something or not. So that this is the point for the money, and I am not going to talk about this. In foreign countries, education is taken as a learning process, which includes with creativity, children's skills, and different type of things. So third point is foreign education curriculum contains everything taking from arts to sports along with studies. So as I told you that foreign education allow children to study sports, arts, dance, and all these. US has arts, sports, music, and theater in syllabus, which I don't feel we people have. They we have clubs, but these are not in our syllabus. Australia focus more on sports that have cricket, hockey, and boxing in their college curriculum. So they are exposed to different types of sports and different things that they can perform just for in place of education. Whereas India education system only emphasizes on studies. There's no room of extra curriculum in our education. We are like forced to educate ourselves, not exposed to creativity for schools and skills. If we come to our fourth point, in Dubai, primary and secondary education is free and it is made compulsory in law. So, what does the law of Dubai say? That primary and secondary education is free for all. That would be till first to eight. Yeah, that would be till first to eight, and that is made compulsory, and that is just free of cost in the government school. Whereas in India, education is becoming business. So we all know education is a plays an important role in business, education, and hospital. These are the most uh, these are the things that help the businessman for to get good money out of this. So what do? They open private schools which does not have good teachers, just ask for the fees, and that is not necessary. That is not uh, that would help. That this is not the thing that would help. They will just get the money that they need. Taking from privatization of education to tuitions and coaching institutes. Education is generating good money, so business minds are now moving towards education. So, as I told you, education and hospital are the great things that make money for the businessman. So, what they are doing, as I told you, they make private schools are no good teachers, nothing, no facility, but fees is at the top. What this is what they want for the money. So now it is 5:47. Now I would like to wind up my session today. Thank you. India is on a good way. We will be able to see India in top 10 soon if we continue going like this. But the problems, as I told you in my session, these is the first priority to improve, and these things should be improved. The children should be like I uh, told about creativity, skills. Uh, every subject should be provided. So I thank each and every one of you for helping me and supporting me. Just a second, there's someone. I thank each and every one of you for helping me and supporting me for this webinar. I hope I'll see all you. I will see all you in my next webinar that will be coming on this Sunday. So I thank you and each everyone for you. Thank each and everyone so that We I am very grateful to you all, and you all helped me a lot. I'll be back with the webinar soon. So now I would like to take some questions that you want to. I want each and everyone to participate and ask me any question they felt that something was wrong or something made a problem. Good afternoon, ma'am. Shavi, ma'am. You are very late. We are end up. We are end with our webinar, but I'll shortly share the recording with each and everyone. So I want you to be interactive and ask me any questions you want to. I just got a question. How would we take India in top 10? Ma'am, as I told you that these merit-based and money-based problems are taking place in our India, that we should be provided, just a second, we should be, the children should be provided with less money for the private education system, provide private system, and they should be exposed to different type of things for creativity that would help to get them better to get better education, and that would take our country to another level, that would take us to top 10. Any, I would ask any one of you to ask more questions. I would like to ask
Do you think
teachers to unmute and suggest me something.
do you think India should promote vocational as in skill-based training in education because of lack of employment opportunities in India?
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't get your question. Please be a bit loud.
Do you think skill-based education should be promoted in India? Because
Yes, ma'am, sure.
even
Sure,
though
ma'am.
we even
Yes.
though we get the degree-based education, but we do not get the jobs due to lack of employment opportunities provided by
This is,
government.
ma'am, this is the thing that I told you, that India should be promoting with creative stuff and skills to the children while they are studying in the school, with a lot of things so that they can get they get skill based education, creativity, so that that would help them in a better job as well. That would help them for a better, what should I say, that would take them to another level, that would also help them for better jobs. And if I see what the people, what does the job need, they need skills, they need creativity for working. So this is, that is what I support. Skill based education should be necessary. I have one more question. What will you like to change in a private school system? Ma'am, private school system, if I would change, then it would be the facilities, plus the teachers who, like that I told you, that business, uh, what do the businessmen do? They hire, not they hire teachers who are not graded. So this is what they do, to get money. So teachers who are not graded should be changed, and plus the uh, the infrastructure should be improved. What kind of facilities? Ma'am, facilities like that, if we are uh, if we are not exposed to buses, we are not able, there are things, problems when parents are not able to take the children to school, so they should be provided with bus facilities. Plus it is too hot in India, so they should be provided with ACs and washroom facilities, and all these facilities come. we are having mostly low educated person in our government. So how would we expect it from our government to make education system better? What should be done with this topic? I'm very confused. So I don't. If I would say the people who are not exposed with education, they should take admission in the school now. Will that be your answer?
But they are in the government still.
Ma'am, they are in the government, but we can't. Uh, they can handle us. We can't handle them. We can just handle them while voting. But this is just I'm not above 18, so I can't also tell that if I should vote him, he would help me. That is the thing that matters. You should change the government. The children in the people in our country should change the government for better facilities in our education system. But I think Narendra Modi, our president, honorable president, is doing a lot for our education system. Will be in the top 10 soon.
One more thing, there should be more practical education in our system.
Yes, ma'am. Practical education is also important because if you are not provided with uh, practical education, only just exposed to knowledge and education with just uh, I should say with just theory that would not work. The children won't be able to understand the topic that teachers want them. Plus, we should use technology based technologies like artificial intelligence that is going on. As I told you, that takes place in Chennai. A lot of bots are created, chat bots that would help the children for better education. We need to work from the grassroots level to improve the system. Yes, ma'am, this is very important. We have to take each and every point seriously. The things I told you should be taken with priority, but each and every topic is important. We should improve our system. Now I would ask my teachers to say something. Ma'am, please unmute.
Rakshit, first of all, apologies. I checked your message very late. I was in the meeting
No
till
problem,
5.
ma'am.
So after that, I had my lunch, and just now I read your message, and at the earliest, I joined it.
No
It was
problem,
nice
ma'am.
to see. It was nice to see the way you are taking their queries. What would I say about this topic? See, I would say that actually we need to revamp all these old policies. We need to
Yes, ma'am.
work from the grassroots level. This is what is actually required. Today, class 12th result, the CBSE has announced class 12 result. So, see, what after when I got to know the marks of my students, so somewhere I was disheartened also. Those who were deserving, they did not get that, but those who were undeserved, they are getting more. So I don't know that though I am part of the system, right, but I feel helpless when I cannot help in this situation. I feel helpless. So what would I say? I would say that we need to work right from the beginning. Teachers, as you said, we need graded teachers. Actually, we need graded teachers because creativity, we can, we can enhance creativity in our students right from the beginning. Like, see, one thing I will share here, we teach our students that trees of green color, right, brown trunk, or sky is of blue color. What if a child is making black sky? I don't think so there is anything wrong in that. Or if trees of brown color, there is nothing wrong in that. What do? We stop the creativity of the children at that moment only. We never allow our children to think on their own. And throughout life, this process is on here in this country. So this is the biggest problem. and we all need to understand it. It's not only about teachers, even in our families, parents, they provide such upbringing to their children, the way they were brought up 20, 30, 50 years ago, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So we all need to work in this direction. As education, one of the most important priority for any country. So we need to work on this. And I'm happy that you have chosen this topic, right?
Thank you, ma'am.
But please do share this presentation, your this thing. If you have the
Recording.
recording, do share it
Yes,
with me.
sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Any other thing, Rakshit?
No, ma'am. Thank you so much for attending the webinar.
Proud of you. Really
Thank you,
proud
ma'am.
of you. Hmm.
Uh, we are going to school so that we will be able to learn earn money in future, but there is no period in our school timetable through which we can earn money in legal ways. What should I tell you about this? I am not exposed to this type of questions.
Hmm.
I think I'd like to answer on your behalf.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So, I think you're talking about part-time jobs, right, Bhanu?
Yes, yes.
Are you talking about part-time jobs?
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
I think the Indian culture does not promote part-time jobs. As in, can you believe that your parents would allow you to go outside and do a job? Such type of environment is not provided to us from the initial start. So, how do you? We don't expect our parents to give us permissions, nor we are so much dependent upon our parents that we do not think of going out for our own jobs. And that is why we need to promote skills, because we need skills for these part-time jobs. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would ask Archana ma'am to say something. Archana ma'am, are you there?
Yeah, Rakshit, that's very good topic which you have chosen. And one thing which I just like to say that education system, what we are learning through the past time, we are learning the same thing, and we are trying to give best to the students, and we have the limited resources to which we are inculcate the student from which we can inculcate the student the system of our education. We are just taking in a positive way. As Bhanu is asking about that, we are not getting any period for that from which we can learn. For that, have you ever heard about the Delhi government have started that some courses regarding the entrepreneurship? In your syllabus also it's included. The main thing is that for everything we need a practical thing, we need some practical object, we need some practical knowledge. If we have the practical knowledge, definitely we will earn and we will be more confident in our life. That's what I want to say. Everything is not depend upon the teachers. Most of the things are depend upon the students also. It's a equally participation of the teacher and the students. We can guide, but we also expect that student can also come and take some initiative. This is only what I wanted to say. And thanks for sharing your webinar link with me. And hope all the best for your future. Maybe
Thank
you
you
are
so much.
doing the best job and you will got some positive remarks for that. And comparison is always definitely a good thing. If we have not compared the things, we could not find any solution and we could not find any results with that. So better luck. Thanks
Thank
to
you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So now I would like to stop this recording